Хлопці, дівчата, привіт! Обнова, контент. Зараз будемо робити. Розклади. Так, 11. Ну, я просто не люблю 11 число, зараз швиденько. Парочку ще спіймаю. Це 13, давайте 14, 15, та й пігнали. — 14. Ну, навіть краще. Так. А що тут у нас? БПшечка, от мені подобається ця тема, я просто, ну... Про Венті, перший, це 6 5-зірковий перс, і, до речі, якби вдача була максимальна у мене на цьому банері. Я всі 7 підряд виграв 50/50, а також були ранні дропи, ну і плюс, якби, включаючи те, що подвійні кристали, якби, тому що це перші донати, то, якби, ну, дуже дешево вийшов мені це 6 Венті, ну, відносно. Тому це прикольно. Так, ну добре. Добре, давайте к заданню. А це що таке? Це... Угу. А де там було поговорити з Катериною? Ну здесь же, да? Да. Отслежу. Let's go. Так, хлопці, дівчат. І тут почало світитися вже, що типа, дядя, давай, качай вже там, це дерево, бо... Я просто забиваю на ці штуки, я не зачищаю території, просто мені подобається, що завжди, коли я бігаю, завжди щось десь там є, якби, і прикольно, а не, типа, знаєш, все зачистив і все, нічого нема. Просто, от реально кажучи, якщо б я все чистив, це ну 10, ну 15 круточок там, ну типа, ну таке, ну серйозно. Ну там 1600 примогенімів за всю цю глобальну зачистку, що я не зробив, може я і отримав би на 10 круточок, але ну воно того не коштує.
Astra Avisask. We meet again, you two.
Hi, Catherine. Do you have any commissions for us today?
Commissions, huh? Let me... Oh! How about this? Please attend the Academia's Academic Symposium this afternoon.
Wait, say what now?
And if possible, please also use your camera to capture the reaction.
Huh? What kind of commission is that?
I see. It appears that you're not interested in this commission. In that case, please go to Port Ormos and convince the Eremites there to spend some time volunteering at the local...
Hey, that's not any better.
I'm sure the mercenaries will have some interesting reactions as well.
Hyman's gotta ask. Just who exactly has been submitting these...
Oh, the commissioner? Well, actually, I just wanted...
Was it so obvious? I was hoping you would actually take one of those commissions. That kind of chance to observe humans doesn't come by often. Ah, so it's Nahida. Hyman just knew Catherine wouldn't crack those kinds of jokes. When did you get into her head? From when she said... So it's been you this whole time? Are you done resting up, Nahida? Yes. I've been sleeping ever since we parted ways. And I even had a really, really long dream. It was another dream about the Sub-Zero's festival, except it was a happy one. In my dream, I was sitting in the middle of a flower terrace, and everyone in Sumeru City was holding hands as they danced, since I also got to sit on a gigantic flower carriage. Ferris, the Knight of Flowers, raised me a real...
You know, Nahida, maybe your dream is how the Sub-Zero's festival really should be. It's meant to be a joyous time where everyone gets...
Huh? Wasn't I describing a really happy dream? Why are you both looking at me like that? Wait, could this be...
No! We aren't pitying you. That would only make everything worse. Wait, by the way, have you had a chance to visit Dunyarzad? How's she doing? The homie Yanni's haven't allowed any visitors after the festival.
Yes, I paid her a visit right after I woke up. She was resting at the time. Her condition is stabilized. However, since Elazar is a manifestation of the withering on the human body, we can only cure it by finding a way to take care of Irminsul's own, but for the moment, our top focus should still be figuring out what the
Right. Who knows what'll happen if they manage to pull off another scheme like the Samsara of the Sub-Zero?
So our first priority should be investigating and putting a stop to the sage's activities. As for how we should pull that off, let's discuss it some...
Oh, good point. Sorry, adventurers. We're gonna be borrowing Catherine for a little while.
Фух, да. До речі, зараз 9 година у Києві, і це така прямо сказочка на ніч для школоти, блін. Let's go. Так, куди?
Let's continue our chat here.
Okay, so do you have any ideas on how we can investigate the sages, Nahida?
Actually, I've already done a little bit of work on that. But for now, I want to hear your thoughts. I've already tried that. With all the key members of the Academia, even the core 30 guards, it seems that from the very beginning, they've been guarding against info leaks from the Akasha. Of course, the kiddos...
Have you already caught the sage's attention?
I'm guessing not yet. But distrusting me would make perfect sense if they've ever paid attention to the... In any case, I probably can't... No way, that's too risky.
You mean it'd be too easy to get caught?
No, it's not that. We shouldn't involve innocent students in this. As doing that would be ignoring the safety of my people for my own selfish goals. How is that any different?
That's a good point. Spoken like the god of Sumer.
We're in the dark as of now. Since we still don't know anything about their goals, any rash move could tip them off and lead to terrible consequence. After all, every person in Sumeru City is one of their hostages.
Are we really out of ideas? Nahida, you're super smart, so you already have something in mind.
According to a popular theory from the Bahumana Darshan of the Academia, rejecting impractical motions at the beginning of a planning...
Okay, but aren't you the god of wisdom? You don't have to use that kind of gimmick to make us
Well, I've been thinking that if I can't directly possess the leaders, and if I can't get ordinary people, then I should find someone who's already involved, but hasn't decided to side with the sages.
You're saying we should recruit a spy? Oh, before coming back, we met someone named Al-Haytham. He seems like he acts alone, and he likes doing stuff behind the Academia's back. You probably aren't in...
Actually, I already have someone in mind. Do you still remember that female...
Aria. Paimon remembers now. We ran into her basically every time the Sub-Zero's festival. Paimon still remembers the smug and mean way she always spoke to Nilu.
I've always liked observing all kinds of people. She was born in the desert and was hailed as the greatest genius. Her academic gifts allowed her special admission into the academia. And also,
Oh, Paimon didn't know she was from the desert. She must be pretty special then. Paimon feels like
the name Sataria means star. When she lived in the desert, she shone like the brightest star, and later on, she was chosen by the sun. The star was given a place in the daytime sky to come up soon after. The star witnessed the sun scorching the earth, which brought forth the star began to waver. Instead of staying beside such a sun, wouldn't it be better to reach? But in the end, she couldn't give up the radiance of daytime. To cope with her shame, the star buried her guilt and closed her eyes.
From the sound of it, Sataria's just hung up on the research opportunities, but she doesn't really support the academia. She still feels guilty about not doing more for the desert, right? She's just running away from her.
Indeed. When they are presented with complex moral issues, many people will simply plug their ears and go with the flow until the problem can't be fixed anymore. She's suppressing a lot of guilt, but before she realized it, she had already become the sage's account right. We must somehow make her face her prop that way. Not only can we get useful intel from her, but she can also eat from my past observations. Sataria will take a day off from the academia every 10. Tomorrow afternoon just happens to be a shopping day for her. To prepare, let's go check out some of her favorite spots, and have a quick chat with a few of the vendors. This should be Sataria's favorite fortune-telling spot.
So should we ask?
No, I already have enough information on Sataria. The most important thing now is for you to pay attention to the vendor's
Talking style and...
My poor lost lambs, have you become troubled over your fates? The divine voice of wisdom often echoes between mine ears.
Huh? Really? Rita, you've been whispering things to her?
Shh. My friend here has some doubts regarding his future.
Of course, of course. In that case... It would seem that Harut and Marut are quite wary of you. Perhaps...
Only mocking the god of Animo, questioning the lord of Geo's financial savviness, and brawling with the god of Electro. Do those count?
Nothing. Go on, pick an aspect for her to divine.
Love prospects? No problem. The gods have spoken. One who is fated to cross your path will appear on... So many people will fall for you. How could that be? Marut, did you two spoil my divination? I've never read a fortune so...
Actually, Paimon thinks this is probably the most accurate...
I admit that the orientation of today's celestial matrix is suboptimal. As such, there will be no chance.
Is that so? Well, that can't...
If you were to bring some food offerings for Harut and Marut on your next visit, perhaps they could help you with...
Another one of Sataria's favorite stalls?
Yep, it belongs to its own. His father helped Sataria a lot when she first moved to Samari City, so she still comes by whenever she has time. When they start talking with him, listen carefully to the details of her conversation.
Ah, dear customers, Would you like to look at some pottery?
We caught wind of your great craftsmanship, so we specifically came to take a look.
Oh, I recognize you. Aren't you Miss Catherine from the Adventurers Guild? Sounds like I'm in for some...
Speaking of, where did you learn?
I suppose you could say it all started with my dad. He's a mason by trade, but I picked up an interest in clay while apprenticing. After that, I began making pottery by myself in secret. And I simply changed trades when my works turned out well. Although it's a pity that
That's nice. You're making a living.
So is your father still working?
Oh no, not anymore. A few years back, he fell from a roof and broke his leg. Since he had already saved enough mora over all these years, he's just enjoying the retired life.
I see. We wish him peace and happiness in his retirement. I'll have someone in charge of logistics at the guild come by another day for some goods. We'll leave you to it.
No problem. Rest easy, all our goods are
This should be our final stop. Sataria is always thinking of this restaurant when she's working at the academia, so she always comes by whenever she's out in the city.
Nahida, you've really thought of everything.
It's my duty to protect Sumeri's citizens, after all.
Hi there. I feel like I've seen you down by the docks before. Huh? Sorry, if I recall, you were having a discussion with someone about shipbuilding at the time.
Ah, that's right. I've always been really interested in feats of marine. After all, I grew up in Liyue Harbor and spent my entire childhood staring at the ships going in and out of the port. I came to Sumeru to study, but I'm still discussing all kinds of problems with different scholars. And I'm continuing to study and perform research from the restaurant's...
What an admirable spirit for learning.
Sure, but
So this restaurant has a basement as well? Huh. First I've heard of it.
That's right. It's not usually open to patrons. Most of the time, employees use it for breaks or to hold private events.
I see. Yes, that makes sense.
Thank you so much. As long as I can...
so was that everybody?
Mm-hmm. 3 familiar faces should be enough for Sataria.
What's the point of all the information we've collected?
Nahida, Sataria is already used to avoiding her problems, so we must find a way to... I remember that you mentioned that the Eremites in Port Ormuz are all making a fuss about, although it's all just a boatload of nonsense, the fate of her homeland may turn out to be Sataria's side.
Gets it now? You want to take advantage of the although she knows she should return home to help the people of the desert, all she's done is conspire to
Well, the Scarlet King is long gone, and Sataria is also too smart. If we simply engaged her under the guise of the Scarlet King's believers, she would definitely be weary of us. But if we were to borrow some of her close acquaintances to talk with her...
So, you mean you're going to possess those people we...
Yeah, possess them through the Akasha, imply that they've already converted to the faith of the Scarlet King, and then convey our made-up will of the Scarlet King. As long as everything goes smoothly, we'll get through to Sataria for sure. She'll never guess that we have any...
So you're going to use all the info we collected on these people, so that you won't slip up and break form.
Exactly. So, best of luck with improvement.
Best of luck!
That's no problem at all. I'll just share all their senses with you once I possess them. As long as you're also wearing an Akasha terminal, the effect will basically...
That is pretty convenient. But what is...
Although I've been observing humans for a while, I've never been good at imitating them.
You're not wrong. It's always been painfully obvious whenever you try to...
If it was at all possible, I would have preferred to leave these people alone. But seeing how things...
Yeah, don't beat yourself up over it. We're only doing this to help everyone, and we'll only be borrowing them for a little while anyway.
Alright, then let's give it a go tomorrow afternoon. To her acquaintances, we'll find a safe spot to begin to ask for how we'll sway her to our side. I'll leave that to you.
I'm not starting to... Looks like they've already started talking. Let's find a hiding spot and get started.
With your head up, high from the ghetto.
That's right. You really can't force anything when it comes to love. And besides, everyone around me has a very different background and outlook. Are you still listening to me, Nabia?
Oh, of course I'm listening. You were talking about troubles with your...
Okay then. You just seemed a little distracted for a moment. Strange. The cats seem pretty worked up. I always thought they were quiet, happy kitties. Oh, what are their names again?
Блять, я не помню, как их зовут.
Are you sure? Those aren't...
Well, actually they have many names. Which names I use depends on my mood.
Huh, I see. I imagine that must be hard for the kitties, too.
So, which fortune do you want me to read for you today? You must have come for another
I'd like to get another reading on my love prospects, but to be perfectly honest with you, I feel like I've been a real mess.
A mess?
Well, could you do a reading on how long it'll take me to finish my current project at work? I really just want to get it over with.
I hear you. No problem at all. The gods will reveal... The gods are asking, Sitaria, why haven't you gone home?
Why haven't I gone home? Do the gods really know everything I've been thinking about?
Sitaria, why don't you just go home? It's a demand now instead of a question. The gods seem to...
I'm sorry. I know I failed the gods. Please pass on my most sincere apologies and ask for their... And, if I may ask, Nabia, is there a specific god who's speaking to you right now?
What an inconsiderate and naive question. The god who is speaking to me is, of course, the wisest and mightiest of all, the Scarlet King.
The Scarlet King? No wonder he would make such a demand of me. Oh, wait a second. The Scarlet King passed away a long time ago. Even though news of the Scarlet King's resurrection has been spreading like wildfire, it's all just a misinformation campaign from the academia. How can the Scarlet King still exist in real life?
What insolence! I am the Scarlet King's most loyal believer. Do you wish to refute his voice of wisdom?
Oh, no. As a child of the desert, I am only reveling in his power upon learning that his divine glory has touched even this city. I will think very carefully about his demand of me. I'm sorry. I must go now.
Wait!
Whoa! She just ran off in a hurry.
Well done. Sataria didn't seem to suspect anything amiss. To have something she's been trying desperately to avoid show up out of nowhere and berate her, that must have shaken her to the core.
Aw, Nahida,
It seems like all I know are some abstract heart attack theories. But in any case, my time with you has shown a lot of them to be utterly useless. I'm still trying to make sense of it. Anyway, enough of that. Let's hurry and catch up to Sataria.
she's out of cubes now. Right on cue. Let's get ready to possess him right away.
It's okay. I just got caught up in something. Oh, actually, didn't you ask me to help you look for work? What kind of work were you looking for again? Oh, right. Your old man's craft. How could I forget? Speaking of, how's he doing? Is he feeling any better? Oh, that's good to hear. I've been thinking a lot about him. If I could get some more time off, I'd love to Actually, while we're talking about him,
Yeah, he's been retired there for a while.
if you could find the time, please write him a letter. Please pass on that recently, faith in the Scarlet King has taken root in Port Ormos. He has a quick temper, and has always been a devout follower of the Danger Archon. I don't want him to get into a fight with those...
So, who are you siding with and all? I'm so jealous of you. You were born a child of the desert, yet you chose to betray the Scarlet King, and now you spend all your time with...
Akeem! You don't mean... You've...
What's so strange about becoming a believer of the wise Scarlet King? In fact, aren't you the strange one? The one who still
can't pick a side? Me?
Whoa! Paimon had no idea you'd be so good at this.
You really zeroed in on the issue and put it right in front of her. It might be, but once everything is over, I'll be sure to pay her a visit to her mind and explain everything.
So close.
Come on! Sataria's already started talking with Shijan!
Just
So, Kishan, have you, like, as if someone was trying to preach to you about something?
Oh, right. Speaking of strange things, I celebrated the Sub-Zerus festival so many times that I lost count.
Wait, how could you be aware of that? That should be impossible. Nothing in the report...
Are you still failing to realize that the Academia's lowly tricks could never deceive all of Sumeru's citizens?
Kishan, don't tell me that you've converted to the Scarlet King as well.
What an absurd question. You make it sound like I should be ashamed. In reality, shouldn't you be the one who is ashamed? You, who works side by side with the academia.
Please, please stop!
Even now, Satori is still trying to run from her problems.
She can no longer justify everything to herself.
Hey, she's trying to talk to the guards. What should we do?
This is the most important part of all. Quick, get ready.
Mercenary, you're a member of the Core of 30, correct? Please help me pass a message to the Marcher right away.
Please, try to remain calm, miss. Tell me what's happening in the city.
Heretics are infiltrating the city, and they've already converted many residents to their side.
Heretics? What kind of heresy are you talking about?
The Scarlet King! Many people I know have suddenly started believing in him, but he's long dead. It's impossible.
Miss Sataria, nothing is impossible.
You know my name?
The Scarlet King is immortal, and all who defy him will one day pay the price. You must face the truth, Sataria. You tread a treacherous path, and the longer you ignore it, the tighter the Academia's grasp on you will become, and the deeper you will be ensnared. Child of the Scarlet King, never forget that the desert that belongs to you lies elsewhere.
What's so strange about becoming a believer of the wise Scarlet King? In fact, aren't you the strange one? The one who still can't pick a side?
What an absurd question. You make it sound like I should be ashamed for becoming a believer of the Scarlet King.
Sataria, why haven't you gone home?
Cause if we don't turn it back, you're never gonna be the same again.
It seems that no matter where I run, I've also been running from my guilt this whole time. Guilt over my part in the sage's plans, and from ignoring the letters from the children of my homeland. No matter how much I may try to ignore and get rid of it, the guilt always comes back.
You won't necessarily lose your research opportunities by facing the truth. Besides, did you really want to conduct your research while carrying...
How do you know me so well? Are you truly just a believer of the...
That's not important. The important thing is to pass judgment on the Academia and its sages, and to correct them. If you could provide some assistance in this matter, perhaps it could serve as a form of atonement.
I've actually never believed in the gods, but I've always believed in serendipity. My appearance must be a fated opportunity for me to get out of... Please tell me, what can I do for you?
How much do you know about the sage?
I was just one of the designers for the masked dream harvest scheme, which is what happened around the Sub-Zero's festival. But I know very little about the full scope of the overall project. I'd assume that only staff with the highest clearance would have access to those I've just been working to meet the Grand Sage's specified... However, there's something that's been really bothering me. I heard that a scholar who was previously expelled has returned to the city, and even the sages are still quite wary of him.
To fight against the Academia, we will need to figure out the nature and the purpose of their work. Is there a way for us to get access to the confidential documents you mentioned?
It should be possible if we're willing to take some risks. After all, I'm an assistant to the Grand Sage, and I've been working on many tasks outside of... One thing, though. I won't be able to transfer the documents to you through the Akasha once I get my hands on them. The sages have always closely monitored all activities within the Akasha. Let me see... let's use the most primitive method. Send some... The academia entrance. Wouldn't that be too conspicuous? Don't worry about that. I assure you, I'm only suggesting this location because it'll draw more scrutiny for me to leave the academia again. It'll be safest for me to distract the guards long enough to hand you... Alright, I trust you. So, if I were to... that'll depend on the judgment of the Dendro Archon. The Dendro Archon? That's right. Her people are the ones we have endangered. As the god of wisdom, she's also the one responsible for judging and guiding the scholars. Maybe it's time for me to find a god to believe in.
Just as Nahida predicted, we've managed to bring Sataria to our side.
The Traveler's execution was ingenious. He's the one who deserves all the praise. Well, now that we've made plans to meet again tomorrow evening, all we can do is pray for Sataria.
Pray? But if we're going to pray to the gods, aren't we just praying to you? God of wisdom and guardian of the scholars?
No. The truth is the true guardian of scholars. I've always believed that. That's right. I suppose I'm the other Catherine in your mind.
We're on a secret mission tonight, so we need to protect Catherine.
Yep, Paimon's right. We cannot fully rule out the chance that the meetup tonight is just if something were to happen. My existence may be the only trump card we'll be able to play. After all, the academia should still be unable to confirm the existence of my consciousness in the outside world.
Yep, exactly. Just what Paimon was thinking. Anyway, enough about that. Let's just make sure to be on our guard. Off? What do you feel is off? It's the middle of the night. Of course it's quiet. You're not getting paranoid, are you?
No, I think he's right. It really is a lot quieter than usual. If you look around, there seems to be fewer people on the streets. I'm not sure if this is the case for...
Maybe it's just a coincidence. Maybe Sataria figured out a way to not only distract the guards, but also to get everyone to go to sleep early, just so we
I also can't quite figure out why things feel a little off. But now that we're here...
As long as you're here with us, Paimon feels a little safer.
Катсценочка. Прикольні катсценки.
What are all these people doing here at this hour of the night?
Сподіваюся, що аніме буде таке ж прикольне.
Ah, the triumphant hero returns at last. And to a rather spectacular welcome, even if I do say so myself.
You're the outcast, expelled from the academia.
Indeed I am. Although these days they tend to call me the Doctor.
Doctor!
If you're looking for your researcher friend, she has already been taken into confinement. With some basic caution, she could have discovered the listening device on her person. Clearly, she lacks the degree of rigor expected of a true scholar.
The people of Sumer City. What have you done to them?
I simply made some minor adjustments to their Akasha terminals. Now they can deposit information directly into the subconscious. As you can see, all these lovely people now believe this traveler is a hero who has just saved the world. My experiment is a success. And now it seems they can no longer hold back their sheer adoration.
No, what should we do? These are all just regular people.
Leave now. I need to get out of here.
What? That guy's a Fatui Harbinger. We can't just leave you here.
Nor can I abandon the people of Sumeru. Don't worry. We'll meet again outside the city.
I see. You appear to have overridden their mental faculties with your own consciousness. To possess such a powerful mind, you must be the god of wisdom.
The God of Wisdom. Let's go.
Should be far enough. I might need to take a rest first. Is the heater going to be okay? We only came back because of her. Lena wasn't planning on running into a new harbinger here, let alone such a high-ranking one. That guy was number 2. So, he called himself the Doctor. Remember, Tainari told us about him. Sataria did say that someone who once got expelled from the academia came back recently, and that even the sages are weary of him. Yep. Sounds like she must have been talking about the Yeah. Now that the Doctor's in the picture, we're no longer just dealing with the academia. They're in cahoots with the But what are the Fatui after this time? Another Gnosis? Yeah, things would be a lot easier with Nahita's help. Nahita said we'll meet again outside of the city. But we can't just keep waiting around, right? You mean... Oh, right! Wasn't he invited by the sages to work on some project when we were staying with him in the Avidia forest? Even though he turned it down at the time, he might still know there's no time to lose. Let's go to Gandharva.
Ай! Не ту кнопку нажав. Блін. Не зловив метеликів.
Hold
it right there. A blonde-haired traveler and a floating fairy. We've got you, all right. Take a look around. You've fallen right...
Are you mercenaries from the Corps of 30?
Corps of 30? We're nothing like those government lapdogs. We are an elite brigade that commands the highest commission rate in all of Sumeria.
The outcast? An outcast from the academia? But why wouldn't the doctor just send the Pustela after us?
Still wasting time on idle chit-chat. We'll shut you up soon.
You're up, traveler!
Stabilize.
Emerge.
Так щось їх мало. Якось. Зовсім.
Enshroud. That's close enough. I will have order.
Совсем.
Right now. Right here.
It isn't over yet! Here comes reinforcements!
Reinforcement.
Can't see.
That was pretty rough. Is that what elite mercenaries are? Yeah. Looks like we'll have... This doctor guy seems like a pretty tough opponent. He knew exactly... Going up against smart people is tough.
Keep up. Ha. Keep up.
Ой, я впав. Мені хочеться джетпак врубити. І доджитися у повітрі після Tower of Fantasy.
Too well. My Elazar has been progressing at a fast as a result. Master Tainari is taking me off the patrol schedule. He will only allow me to stay here.
Oh, Kale! Speaking of Tainari, did he go off on patrol? We're here to talk to him.
Oh, Master Tainari? He just left the Avidia Forest a little while.
He left? But isn't Tainari always saying that he never wants...
I thought it was weird too. Master Tainari always prioritizes his work as a forest watcher above everything. I almost know. I only found out that he left through a message he left behind. He also made sure to delegate all... to leave in such a hurry? I guess he... Master Tainari originally studied in the Amorta Darshan of the Academia, and part of Stai is something like the Amorta's research base. I know that before he became a forest watcher, Master Tainari once spent a long time conducting research.
A research base, huh? Gotta wonder what kind of research Tainari... Oh, we don't have a lot of time, so let's go look for him at Party Stai.
Don't worry, I'm fine. I'm used to living with Elazar by now.
Got it. Will do. See you later.
See you later, alligator. Так.
Goodness, you're okay. We were so worried about you. Hey, this is supposed to be a touching reunion, but you're rude.
Actually, it's very smart of the traveler to be wary of me right now. After all, the Doc Plus. It's not like you could have known what happened after we split up, and that even a pool of stagnant water after a torrential storm can occasionally...
It feels like only the real Nagita could come up with such an obscure analogy.
Huh? But I wasn't trying to win your trust or anything. All I wanted was to clear...
Well, we understand that point now. Please, Nagita, tell us more about what happened.
When you left, I was still in the middle of restoring everyone's minds. Thankfully, when the doctor mentioned the depositing information into the subconscious, he didn't mean engraving information into their minds. Instead, he did something closer to creating hallucinations. That was luckily, I managed to finish my restorations and mind jump away from him just as he was about to capture me.
What a relief. The doctor sure pulled out some hidden cards, but good thing
I wouldn't be relieved just yet. I gave away my true identity when I restored everyone's minds, which means we've lost another one of our trump cards. Also, the doctor is already an expert at modifying Akasha terminals. Maybe it's only a matter of time until he captures my consciousness.
Would that mean you'd no longer be able to jump between minds? Then how do we stop him? He's still at the academia, so it's possible he already feels like he's toying with us. What a nasty piece of work. Nice! The doctor's combat ability alone is apparently enough to make him...
We shouldn't give up hope just yet. Let's try to find another way to attack.
Actually, Nahida, how did you know we were trying to get to Party's DI? Have you been...
Yes, I have. I can see the traveler's elemental energy, so I deduced your destination by... You didn't come here for sightseeing, right? Did you find...
We're looking for a scholar we know. His name is Tainari, and the sages once tried to reach out to him. Why don't you come...
Okay, let's just hope we won't get him into trouble.
Traveler?
It is you!
The voice! It's Hypatia!
What a pleasant surprise!
Who's this?
She's a scholar we met in the Avidia Forest. When we last saw each other, she was still training in the...
Oh, I see.
That's right, we're old friends.
You've come at just the right time. Ever since
Hypatia, you're way too excited about this. Actually, for you to leave the Avidia... Wait, no. Did you already finish your training and reach...
What do you think? My consciousness has already managed to make contact with the divine.
You did it? Congratulations!
It's so exhilarating to share this sublime when my consciousness made contact with the gods. What a supreme...
That sounds incredible!
Oh, all right. Actually, remember? I promised to help you understand what you saw from Irminsul once I gained deeper insights. My current self has not only gained true insight, but I can even help you
You can do that?
I've never heard of anything like that, but if you want to give it a try...
Hold on. I brought some spirit Borneo with me. This is still a
We're using that...
All right now. Hold my hand. I'll help you establish...
Okay.
Ready?
It took 3 betrayals for me to finally understand. The world is just an elaborate tapestry of lies. My fury will never be quelled. The first to betray me was a god, my creator, my mother. Valuing strength above all, she saw no worth in me and I was discarded. The second was a human, my family, my friend. Consumed by fear, he saw me as an abomination.
Abomination.
The third was one exactly like me. A hope for the future. A fledgling barely out of the nest. Powerless before his mortality, He broke his promise to me. Humans, they can't be trusted. And the gods fill me with pure loathing. So I said good riddance. I denounce the world and laugh in its face. My chest will never again be defiled by worldly filth. I will scrub away every last trace of human emotion. Then it will be empty, a blank slate, and ready to receive a supreme gnosis, brimming with pure divinity. There is no need to fear. The pain will be brief. Your era is coming to an end.
Did we actually just see the Balladeer's memories? Everything matches what we know about him, but how is it connected to the divine consciousness that Hypatia was talking?
You saw it, right? You felt it, right? Such a majestic god! Such a noble will! Alas, shame. If only that which beats within my chest wasn't a filthy mortal heart. Oh, great and merciful God!
Please, you understand now? I'm afraid this is no periporno life, but rather...
Why are you so mean to me? Why is everyone hiding? I found divine wisdom. Shouldn't I receive praise and honor? Haven't Hypatia? That's how I always thought everything should be. Wait. Have I already lost my mind?
Wait, something isn't right.
Стільки синематиків, прикольно. Це вони до аніме готуються, от реально. Щоб от я хочу, щоб був аналогічний був розклад в аніме. От. Просто ідентичне аніме було. Як синематики в Геншині. Let's go! Хто це? Це Тігнарі, мабуть, прийшов. Ні, її вдарили. Так, що таке? Я себя вижу. Це йобана русня.
Traveler's back?
Nahida was controlling your body for a while. It seemed like she jumped over to you as an emergency measure right before. After that, Tighnari heard the commotion and came over. He helped us defeat the mercenaries and then he ran with us all the way here. What? You swapped places? You mean your consciousness all split? Then where is Nahida's consciousness?
I never imagined that an individual's consciousness could be transferred around like this. Had I not seen it with my own eyes, I would have never... Also, while we were running, the consciousness in your body told me to pass on and the doctor has found a way to trap my consciousness. So I can't journey with you anymore. But even in a moonless night, A shower of starlight can still drown out illusions and lies.
Oh no! Ada's trapped in the sanctuary of Surasthana for good this time. Was that message all she left for us? It's pretty vague. Oh, that makes sense. Since the doctor captured her, she won't be able to say anything without him knowing. She's being even in a moonless night. A shower of starlight can still drown out illusions and lies. Huh. Paimon knows the moon illusions and lies are from that alchemical divination at the Sub-Zero. Didn't Nahida use a starlight analogy before? It had something to do with Sataria. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Huh. But she isn't with us anymore.
Paimon, you said Sanctuary of Surasthana. Does this mean that this Nahida you're talking about?
Your guess is correct, but the situation's a bit complicated, so it's real.
That's all right. A scholar's curiosity doesn't need to be appeased right away. As for the complicated nature of the situation, I've spent some time with you, and it looks like the Dendro Archon's also on your side, so I trust you.
Thank you, Tainari. Oh, actually, we came here to ask you a question. What do you know about the project that the sages...
Ah, that. While I was indeed invited to join that project, the sages were always secretive about its scope. All I know is that that project has something to do with the restoration of Irminsul.
Huh? Did you see something when you were in Nahida's body? What?
Do you have any evidence? So that's what happened. That explains why Hypatia's symptoms were different from those of the other scholars who went mad.
Tainari, did you leave the Avidia Forest because of...
I did. I noticed Hypatia's mental anomalies, but since her symptoms were rather atypical, I secretly took her to Pardes Dii and began... If I didn't take action, Hypatia would have already been taken by the Matra to the desert. Now that you mention it, I knew the Academia has never thought particularly highly of Lesser Lord Kusanali, but I still didn't expect them to do something as arrogant as creating a new god. Looks like I made the right decision by not accepting their invitation. The Doctor and the Balladeer. We have 2 Fatui Harbingers in Sumeru. From your description, I don't think they've completed their project. There may still be room for us to intervene. Then, what is the connection between creating a new god and restoring Irminsul?
Yeah, it feels like we're still nowhere close to figuring out the sage's goals. Right. We've pretty much gone over everything we need to know, so we should head out. How about you, Tainari? What are you going to do?
I'll stay here for now. I still want to try a few more things to help Hypatia. If you're planning to go into the desert, start by heading for Caravan Rabat. That'll be your fastest route. Come find me here if there's anything else I can do to help.
Thanks, Tainari. Hopefully Hypatia will...
Давайте заберемо фішечку. Де вона тут? Зверху чи як? Вона скоріше... Ага, ясненько. А! Баскетболісти. Ні! Так, ну треба... Так... Оу, щет! Ваншот! Добре, тут треба трошки розібратися. Серйозні хлопці. Так, ну без венті.
I'm always watching. Right now, emerge.
This is order.
Серйозні хлопці. Жесть яка, слухайте.
Keep up. Smells like something good is in.
Smells like teen spirit. Да що ж таке?
Can't see.
Ой.
Here we go.
Прикольний цей пет, мені дуже подобається така птичка. Крута, і вона летить. Дуже красиво, коли біжить перс. Найс. Так. 5 примогемів. Знову сінематик. Прикольно. А, ні.
It's pretty lively here. So, just past this wall is the desert, huh? Oh, wow. Paimon remembers hearing people call this the Wall of Samiel. It's made to block sandstorms from the outside. Oh, if it's...
Enough gawking. Come on, follow me.
Навгаки. Я такого слова не знав.
Over here.
Oh, hey, he went that way! Let's hurry up and follow him. Wonder what he's up to.
What the? Where did he go? How did we lose him? They were just here a second ago.
More Aramite mercenaries? Who are they working for this time?
You were too careless. You should have noticed those hopeless amateurs trailing you a long time ago. There's no need to thank me. I've never cared to keep track of personal favors. All I did was correct a mistake I happened to come across. It's a habit I developed at...
You really get by on a scare, Al-Haytham. I never thought we'd run into you last time we met at Port Ormos. Didn't you say you were going back to the Academia?
Oh, so you've already landed yourselves on the Academia's hit list. However, had I wished to turn you over to the Academia, don't you think you'd already be the Eremites' honored guests by now?
Oh, right. You do have a point.
I have no interest in running errands for that project. As a scholar, I've always belonged to the camp that promotes... And these days, you're more fascinating than anything the sages can offer. Not quite. To tell you the truth, I'm still investigating the Divine Knowledge Capsule. Unfortunately, everyone says the capsule originated in the desert and was eventually moved to Port Ormos. If I'm to get to the bottom of this, I must understand how the capsule first... Which brings me back to you, and why you're so interested. The leader of Ainul Ahmar used the Divine Knowledge Capsule right in front of you, and upon seeing him, your expression became perplexed, and you were lost in thought for quite some time. To have that kind of reaction, I think you must have realized...
Al-Haytham, you really have a ridiculous eye for detail. What kind of person even notices or remembers stuff like that?
So that's your answer. Well, I do work for the Act, but that does prove you do have some undisclosed information about the Divine Knowledge Capsule. Am I right? No matter. Rather than simply learning the answers from you, I'd still prefer to investigate on my own.
That's right! We have the same plan as you! But we don't really have any...
Then I'd suggest starting with Aru Village. It's the largest settlement in the desert, so it'll probably have more resources and intel than anywhere else.
It's always better to travel with someone you know. Let's go!
Let's go! О, дивіться, тут багато. Вау! Вау! Так, хлопці, дівчата, от я думаю продовжити, мабуть, ну давайте подивимось.